When it comes to fat loss, there are a lot of misconceptions going around the internet. For example, some people claim you need to cut out entire food groups to see results. Others claim you can only eat during a certain time window, while others stick mainly to eating salads and doing endless hours of cardio. If you've been following our content for a while, you know that the most important thing for fat loss is to create a sustainable caloric deficit. In other words, you need to burn more calories than the calories you're eating. However, this can be easier said than done, especially if you're not experienced with dieting and getting lean. You see, most people think that they need to eat less, and some even go as far as to believe that you must starve yourself to lose fat. This is not true. For example, you can eat more foods that will satisfy your hunger for longer without necessarily eating the same amount of calories. In other words, some foods are more satiating than others, and you should take advantage of this to optimize fat loss. Think about it. What's easier to eat, a bowl of white rice or a bowl of plain oatmeal? Now, what about a stack of pancakes with syrup or a big bowl of rice? This is not to say that white rice or pancakes are bad in any way, rather to give you an idea of how different foods affect your satiety and how they can influence your fat loss results. Remember, the goal of any diet is not to just get leaner, it's to get leaner and maintain that body composition for the long run. And this is where things can get tricky for a lot of people. If your diet is not sustainable or satiating enough, this can lead to increased cravings, overeating, and slowly regaining all of the lost weight. To prevent this from happening, today we're sharing with you 12 of the most filling foods that are sure to help you achieve your goals, be it maintaining healthy body weight or breaking through fat loss plateaus. But before we get into the specific foods, let's go over some of the properties that make these foods more satiating so you know what to prioritize in your diet. So, what exactly makes a food more filling? To understand this, you must become familiar with the concept of satiety. Satiety is a term used to explain the feeling of loss of appetite and fullness after a meal. For example, let's say you're hungry and you eat a small meal. After the meal, you're no longer experiencing the same feeling of hunger. In other words, what you're experiencing now is satiety. As we just mentioned, different foods affect satiety differently. For instance, a 1995 study tested 240 calorie servings of 38 foods to measure how filling they were compared to white bread. From the results, they created a scale called the Satiety Index, which allowed them to compare the satiety effect of different foods. On this scale, white bread was given the number 100. Any food lower than 100 was less filling than white bread, whereas any food above 100 was more filling. For example, an apple scored 197, which means it's almost twice as filling as white bread. Prioritizing foods that score higher on this scale will help you eat fewer calories while still feeling satiated. In other words, you can eat more food for fewer calories. Having said that, what are the properties of filling foods? Usually foods high in protein, fiber, volume, or low in energy density will be more filling. For example, protein is a more satiating macronutrient than fats and carbs as it can reduce hunger hormones more effectively, like ghrelin. Foods rich in fiber help you feel full for longer because fiber provides more bulk in your stomach, increasing digestion time and delaying gastric emptying. High-volume foods like fruits and vegetables contain a lot of water or air, which can help promote satiety, as these foods occupy more space in your stomach with a minimal amount of calories. Lastly, foods low in energy density can also help improve satiety. A food is considered low in energy density when it's low in calories for its total weight. Imagine eating a burger at your favorite fast food chain. One burger can easily go up to 700 to 1,000 calories, and you may feel like you could easily eat 2 of them. Whereas if you prepare a home-cooked meal with whole grains, vegetables, and a lean protein source, you may feel a lot fuller with half the calories. Typical low-energy dense foods are rich in water and fiber but low in fat. Some examples include berries, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Now that you know what makes some foods more filling than others, let's go over some of the most filling foods you could include in your diet to improve satiety. Number 1, boiled potatoes. Potatoes have gotten a bad rap over the years as one of the foods to avoid if you're trying to lose weight. However, this is mostly due to how potatoes are cooked and not the potatoes themselves. For example, frying potatoes adds a lot of fat and calories to potatoes, which contains almost no fat to begin with. Another example is mashed potatoes, where it's common to add other ingredients like butter and milk, adding up more calories. However, if you boil, air fry, or bake a potato, not only will it reduce the total amount of calories you're eating, but you'll also be eating one of the most filling, starchy carbohydrates. According to this study, boiled potatoes ranked at the top of the satiety index, meaning they're one of the most filling foods out there. This is mostly because potatoes contain a lot of water, making them a high-volume food. Additionally, if you eat the whole potato, skin included, you'll add more vitamins and minerals, namely vitamin C and potassium, to your diet, as well as fiber, which will further improve satiety. Number 2, oatmeal. Going back to the example we gave at the start of this video, oatmeal is one of the most filling foods you can include in your diet. Oatmeal ranked number 3 in the satiety index for a good reason. Oats are fairly low in calories, have good protein content for a carbohydrate source, and they're a great source of fiber, particularly a soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which helps slow down the digestion of food and keep you full for longer. Not only that, but oats can also absorb a lot of water, making it one of the most high-volume foods out there. This 2016 study compared eating oatmeal versus breakfast cereal for breakfast and found that participants who ate oatmeal reported being fuller and less hungry, leading to eating fewer calories during lunch. When buying oats, one thing to keep in mind is to opt for plain steel-cut or rolled oats instead of instant or flavored oats, as these may be less filling and some may contain added sugars that can easily increase your calorie intake. Number 3, eggs. Since we're on the topic of breakfast, eggs are also a great food choice, not only for the satiety effect, but also for being a very nutrient-dense food and a great source of high-quality protein containing all 9 essential amino acids. Like oatmeal, eggs also scored high on the satiety index with a score of 150, and one of the benefits of eggs is how versatile they are. They can be added to pretty much any meal, and you can even take them on the go as a boiled egg. Furthermore, adding eggs to your breakfast may reduce hunger. A recent 2020 study compared energy intake and hunger following a breakfast with toast and eggs versus cereal with milk and orange juice. The researchers found that participants who ate eggs and toast for breakfast were less hungry and ate fewer calories for lunch than those who ate cereal with milk and orange juice. Lastly, don't be afraid of eating the whole egg, as most micronutrients are found in the yolk, namely vitamin D and selenium, which may also help with natural testosterone production. However, if you're purposefully trying to reduce your fat intake and looking to have a high-protein, low-calorie meal, egg whites will keep you satiated for a long time. Number 4, fruit. This isn't a specific food, rather a group of foods, since fruits are one of the lowest energy-dense foods and contain a lot of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. So not only are they great from a satiety standpoint, but they also contribute to improving your overall health. Looking at the satiety index, apples and oranges scored very high, with a score of approximately 200. Besides apples and oranges, watermelons and berries are also great options. Did you know that about 100 grams of watermelon contains about 30 calories? And that one medium-sized watermelon has about 1,350 calories? This is because over 90% of watermelon is water. In other words, you can eat a lot of watermelon without worrying about going overboard with calories. Like watermelon, berries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries are also great options as they are low in carbohydrates and rich in vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. For example, 100 grams of blueberries contains approximately 55 calories. An important caveat about fruit is that although they are highly satiating, this is when they are eaten whole. Fruit juices are not as filling, and you can add more calories to your diet if you're not mindful of them. Number 5, vegetables and legumes. This probably doesn't come as a surprise to most of you, as vegetables and legumes are highly nutritious, packed with a variety of vitamins and minerals and fiber. Examples of vegetables include broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, Brussels sprouts, cucumber, zucchini, celery, and so on. For legumes, some examples are beans, lentils, and chickpeas. From a satiety standpoint, they're considered high-volume, low-calorie foods as they contain a lot of fiber and water, which helps add bulk to your meals and naturally reduces your appetite. This can help you eat more food in your meals for fewer total calories, helping you stay on track with your goals. Furthermore, because of their fiber content, vegetables and legumes take more time to chew, which has been shown to reduce hunger and improve satiety. Having said that, if you're looking to lose weight and feel satiated, it's a good idea to include a lot of vegetables and protein with your main meals. Lastly, legumes are also a good source of plant-based protein, which is important not only for satiety but also for muscle growth and recovery. Number 6, soup. Speaking of vegetables, soups are a great way to curb your appetite, especially if you add a lot of vegetables to them. This is mostly because soups contain a lot of water and fiber, which will help fill up your stomach and decrease hunger. Despite being mostly liquid, soups are very filling. Having soup before your main meal can improve satiety and make you less prone to overeating. Number 7, mushrooms. Despite not being on the satiety index, mushrooms are another great option to add more volume to your meals without a lot of calories. One medium mushroom has about 3 to 4 calories. However, mushrooms are also a great source of fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. This 2017 study found that eating mushrooms for breakfast decreased hunger and increased fullness, making participants eat less on the following meals. Number 8, Meat. If you recall the start of the video where we discussed properties that make a food filling, high protein was one of them. Thus, it shouldn't come as a surprise that lean meats like chicken breast or turkey breast are some of the most filling foods you can include in your diet. For example, beef scored high on the satiety index, with a score of 176, being one of the most filling protein-rich foods after fish. Ensuring you're eating adequate protein intake is important not only from a satiety standpoint, but also to preserve as much lean body mass as possible during a fat loss phase. Additionally, protein has a higher thermic effect, meaning 20 to 30% of calories from protein are used for digesting and metabolizing protein, compared to carbs with 5 to 10% and fats with 0 to 3%. In other words, eating more protein can also lead to lower energy intake compared to eating mostly carb or fat-rich foods. Number 9, fish. Fish ranked at the top of the satiety index as the most filling, protein-rich food, even above meat, eggs, and oatmeal. Also, fatty fish like salmon and sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and zinc, making them an excellent addition to your diet. It can help maintain optimal testosterone levels and improve overall health. This is especially important considering most people don't include enough fish in their diet. If you're trying to reduce your fat intake and still include fish in your diet, you may want to consider white fish like sea bass, tilapia, or cod. Now that we've covered mostly carbohydrate and protein sources, let's go over some filling snacks you can include throughout the day to keep your hunger at bay. Number 10, popcorn. Popcorn is one of the most filling and satiating snacks out there, as it's a whole grain food high in fiber and low energy density. They make for a great alternative to other popular snacks like cookies or chips. However, bear in mind that not all popcorn is the same. For example, the type of popcorn you eat when you go to the movies is packed with high amounts of fat and sugar, which adds a lot of calories. To keep popcorn a low-calorie snack, try popping your own kernels at home in the microwave or stove. You don't need to use any oil or butter, and you'll still have a great snack to keep you satiated between meals. Number 11, sugar-free gelatin. Gelatin has become a staple in many bodybuilders' diets when they're prepping for a show, and for a good reason. It's practically fat and carb-free, it's quite low in calories, and it's tasty. You can find low-calorie gelatin pretty much everywhere, making it a great snack when you're out on the go. When buying gelatin, be mindful of gelatin with a lot of added sugars, which can increase the calorie content. Number 12, cottage cheese. Last on our list is cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is usually low in fat and carbs but high in protein, which can help you stay satiated for longer. More so, cottage cheese is packed with casein protein, which is slowly absorbed and may help prevent muscle breakdown. This is a great snack for when you're going to spend hours without eating, for example, as a pre-bed meal or a snack before work. If you want to feel more satiated and decrease your hunger throughout the day, choose some of the foods we mentioned and include them in your diet. Don't forget to include foods you enjoy too, as this will help you stay consistent with your diet and help you achieve and maintain your goals. Did you find this video helpful? If so, click the like button below as it'll genuinely help out the channel. If your training and nutrition are in order and you're looking for a bit of an edge, be sure to check out my science-based supplement line. Each product was created using scientifically proven ingredients, all clinically dosed and guaranteed to produce results. And right now you can get 25% off your entire order, plus free shipping, by using coupon code MONSTER at checkout. So head over to musclemonsters.com/supplements or click the link in the description. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Peace.